My name is Dyson Jewell. I'm graduating MCC this year. I will be going to Iowa State in the fall. Presidential scholarship really helped me be able to not worry about anything when it came to registering for classes, paying for books, and all the fun stuff that I didn't think I would actually be doing. Well, the main class I'm going to really remember is any of the ones that I've had with John DeBeat, because he's just a blast. The thing that I'm probably going to remember the most is going to Washington, D.C. with LULAC, because that was a very interesting ordeal, because I didn't think I'd ever really leave Iowa until maybe my bachelor's degree was over. So for LULAC, we mainly met just to figure out what was going on and see how we could help improve the campus, making sure that Latino students could have a fun time and still feel welcomed and not really feel like they don't have a place to be. So as a student ambassador, I really got to meet other students who were thinking about coming to MCC and really trying to help them get a better understanding of what they could be learning here, what they would be doing, and then if they wanted to set up a scheduled event with their school, they could, and I'd just go around helping them get a better understanding, have a fun time, get a feeling for what college really is. So today we had Columbus Junction 7th graders who didn't really know what they want to be, but that's still a good thing since you don't really want to set your mind to it, because if you have something planned, it's good, but if you don't, it's even better, because then you can experience everything and get a better understanding of what you want to do. It was quite interesting because some of them had never tried welding and they've done really well for beginners, and I feel like some of them were natural welders. After Iowa State, I'm hoping to work somewhere in Iowa. If not, I don't mind moving out of state to work with a DNR department and really try and make a difference. I feel like the natural resource program is really good because talking with Professor Brian Ritter, you learn so much that you will use in conservation, because last semester we learned about how to test water to check for the quality and just how well it will do for different environments. I just finished local flora, which I found very interesting because learning about wildflowers is something I never thought I would do, especially IDing trees and ferns, which ferns, they're fun, but it's very difficult to really know them. I think it mostly will be my parents and my younger sister, and most likely my grandparents, my brother, his fiance, probably the whole family. I don't really know because they might just bring the whole town. I don't know.
Hi, my name is Jashira McMallen. I am graduating from MCC with my associate's degree, and I am transferring to St. Ambrose to continue my career as a forensic psychologist. It's my third try, and my first try was after I got out of high school in 2010. I then came back in 2019 and finished a whole year up until 2020. And then I had 1 year in my buckle, and then I came back in the spring of 2023. And then so I guess altogether it's taken me 2.5 because I deleted the other year because it was really bad grades. I think the difference was I had a lot of support system. I was also mature, and I just kind of, in my head, I'm like, I know what I need to do, and so, I don't know, I guess I was more, oh my God, how do you say it? Yeah, more focused, and I just, I had to do what I had to do to continue in a path where I was going to grow. And then what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to work with criminals. I want to understand why they commit certain crimes and what they do, and to maybe eventually help them in the future to not commit those crimes, and to just understand it all in general. A couple of favorites professors I would say was Jim Compton, Jason Ellswick, and John Dibby and Kaufman, because they were just so funny. With Compton, I felt like his class was hard, and I felt like in his class it helped me think differently. He talked to us and he pulled strings out of our brains, so I really enjoyed that. Jason, he's just an overall awesome person. He's always there if I need to talk to him, either about school or about outside things that happen that have to do within the criminal justice. It's kind of nice to have that he has that background, that he can help us. And the Beat and Kaufman, they just make class so much fun. I was always laughing. Yourself, the president, with the faculty, and they are always willing to help you, and then that way you will transition. If you want to continue your education, you can transition, and it's going to be what I would think would be easier. So that close relationship with your professors is the #1 reason why I would say please do come here. And they will help you. And that's when I met Dina, who's our PTK advisor, and her and Renee had a conversation about how organized I am with my calendar, because I had a calendar and I write all my homework and stuff that I have to do to keep track. And so with that, then Dina came and talked to me about joining PTK, and I told her, I was like, well, I've been seeing it on my email, but I don't know, and they want you to pay $80. And then she told me, she's like, no, you should do it. It's a really great opportunity. You could win scholarships. And so then I said, okay, well, let me think about it. So then after I think a week or so, I thought about it and I went ahead and did the membership. And to become a president, she pretty much cornered me. I went to one meeting with the previous PTK president and the members that were there, and I don't know, it just filled my inner self with like, oh, I want to kind of do something like that. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, I want to be president. But then when I was really asked, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So we went ahead and did it. There was a couple of projects that we worked on. So we worked on, it was economics of play. And so we collaborated with the United Way to raise funds for them, for the children, for families that are in need, so they could be able to play sports if they, families that are in need. I went to Catalyst this year, which, in my words, it's a big nerd party. For all the 50 states were there. It was great meeting new people, experiencing things with new people. Especially I was connected with the Scott campus, so they became my PTK family while I was at Catalyst for 4 days, I do believe. So overall, I believe that if I wasn't in PTK, I would not have continued my degree. I probably would have dropped out. And I thank PTK for giving me that opportunity to be something and to just push myself and continue to do something. My hope for him is that he can know that if he wants to set his mind to something, he can do it, no matter what age he is, no matter the life things that will throw at him, that if he just sets his mind to it, he can too do it. I want him to see that I was successful, that he too can be successful. Education is really big in right now with my son, and we pump him with so much information that I want him to be better. I want him to do better. I want him to be able to feel like the world isn't against him. It's what my hope for him is. I got a $500 scholarship for being PTK. I also got, what do they call it, the Iowa Academic, which is a big portion of it. And with all my other stuff that I have going on, I have a full ride. Yeah, I have a full ride, and I'm so happy, I'm so excited, and all I have to pay for are my books, and that's pretty much it. I had a big net of people behind my back supporting me. Those moments that I wanted to give up, you know, they talk to me and they're like, you can do it. Renee's always telling me, like this morning I was telling her, I was like, I just can't with this paper. I have one paper due, and I'm like, I don't want to. She's like, you can do it. You got this. And, you know, with that affirmation, I'm just like, I know, I got this. Let me just keep on doing it. So yeah. My best friend, although she's a distracting, but she's very supportive. My whole family is proud of me. I am first-gen student. My brother and his family are coming. Obviously, my son and Trev are coming. My best friend's coming. My soon-to-be brother-in-law and his family are coming. And I believe my cousin and perhaps my uncle are coming. So I have a I do. And I'm so excited, and I can't wait for them to be there and, you know, to hear my speech, and to also feel like this is their moment too, you know, because without them, I wouldn't be here.
My name's Kylie Schrader. I'm graduating from the LPN program in May, and I plan to pursue my RN degree next year. I originally started out as a certified medical assistant, and I have always been a huge people person. And with starting out as a medical assistant, I started to gain knowledge slowly here and there, and I really loved the knowledge I started to learn, so I decided that I wanted to pursue something more. So I decided to look into Muscatine Community College, and it turned out that classes were super affordable. I loved that classes were small in size. Classes are super personable. Desiree is very approachable, and I love that about her. She never makes you feel like answering a question that you have is dumb or like it doesn't make sense. A nurse. I do have a twin sister, and she graduated as a respiratory therapist last year. And her and I have always been very interested in healthcare. And she knew that nursing wasn't quite something that she wanted to do, and I was someone who always knew that nursing, I think, is something I want to go for. So I started out as a medical assistant. I did that for a couple years, and I decided, nursing is something that, I think I really, really want to do. So seeing her do her respiratory therapy and absolutely love it made me apply for the program, and I'm very happy that I did. Clinical experience was fantastic. We all had the opportunity of going to several different places, either here in Muscatine, between here and Muscatine or Davenport. So we had the opportunity of going to hospice house, med-surg unit, dialysis, PACU, family medicine, acute care. There's so many different areas that you get to experience and explore. And it's so much more than just learning things in a textbook. It's so much more than just memorizing things and learning things on a piece of paper that you get on a test. When you go to clinical, you're applying everything that you learn to actual people. And another thing is sim lab is fantastic. When you go to sim lab, you split up into groups and you get a scenario. And this is when it's really okay to mess up, because you meet up as a group after, and this is where they tell you you can improve here and you did this wrong. And you take that constructive criticism and you go to clinical and you apply that knowledge to what you did in sim lab, what you may have done wrong, and you care for that person. And it's such an empowering thing to be able to take care of people and make their life better. The class sizes being as small as they are, you have the opportunity to really bond with your classmates. What better way to be able to bond with somebody that knows exactly what you're going through? Nursing school is a very hard program, and being able to have somebody to lean on that knows exactly what you're going through means so much. And being able to study with somebody that, studying with your peers and being able to sit down, have a study group, meet up for coffee, it all means so much. And it's so much more than just studying. You grow a bond outside of that too. It's a lot. And I feel that a lot of us will keep contact too outside of nursing. When I graduate with my RN, I am very interested in going into critical care. I think that something like the emergency department or being a flight nurse is something I've always been extremely interested in being. And I know that with having the experiences that I have had, whether it's, as little as putting a Band-Aid on, somebody's wound, or helping with CPR, all of those things matter when it comes to critical care. So there is a clinical instructor, her name's Laura Schroeder. She recently retired, and she really taught me so much. We worked with her, our clinical group. She taught a clinical group at the Lutheran nursing home, and there was a specific resident there that he requires 24/7 care. And she is someone who cares deeply about people. She's very compassionate, and she was able to, there were things about this resident that he needed specific care that none of us had done before. On a mannequin, yes, but a person, no. And not only was she showing us how to do this on this patient, but she was showing us how to do things compassionately and how to actually care for this patient in a way that truly matters. And that means so much because, sometimes you see things, people rush through things and, go through the motions. And she really puts an emphasis on, it's very how important it is that these people get, the care that they deserve. We get Desiree, all week in class. And kind of a unique situation was Desiree, with Laura retiring, Desiree was asked to be our clinical instructor in place of Laura second semester, because Laura didn't do second semester, she stopped at first semester. So getting to see Desiree not only be an instructor in class, but a clinical instructor was awesome. She really was hands-on, one-on-one, and it was really awesome to see her, not just how she is in sim lab, but how she is with actual patients. And putting those things together and how she can teach us in class and how she is with real patients, that was awesome. So I'm very thankful that we got that experience. I'll have my twin sister, both of my brothers. I'll have my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, and my fiance. All of those people are very, very important to me to have there. Not only have they been emotionally, financially, they've been everything to me throughout this program. This program has been tough, and when you have the support that you need, it means so much. So to have them there to celebrate with me on Saturday for my pinning ceremony and graduation means the world to me.
My name is Peter Martinez. I am graduating from the PN program here at Muscatine Community College. Started here back in 2021, so I've been going to this campus for about 3 years now. I completed one semester up at Scott to get started, but then I transferred back to Muscatine to be closer to home. I plan to continue working as a nurse into long-term care. That's what appeals most to me, is caring for elderly populations. It's a very fast-paced program for the PNs, and it's very difficult to absorb all the information that's thrown at you because you have to learn how to take care of somebody in the matter of, our program is about 12 months total. So over those 12 months, you will learn your basic skills from how to do vital signs, how to talk to people. Personal interaction is the biggest part of nursing that a lot of people get caught up with. It's not so much of the book work as it is interacting with people, because if you can't interact with somebody, how will you know if they're experiencing problems? And that's where a lot of the critical thinking comes in too, because in nursing, you're going to deal with people who have special needs, disabilities, and people who are nonverbal, and communicating with them is rather difficult compared to communicating with somebody like me and you who can speak on what's happening in my own body. So you learn a lot of valuable life skills with nursing. And we've also been to multiple nursing homes around the community. We've been to the hospital here in the Muscatine at the Trinity Hospital. We've been to surgery sites. We've been to dialysis. We've touched every part of nursing you can experience within our 40-mile radius, which is a really great experience for a new nurse to see, because a lot of people don't get that privilege in nursing school. They get kind of constricted to long-term care or just to the hospitals. They don't get to see the outside of nursing, like the jails, the hospice houses, or dialysis, or even the clinics. That's it's a different part of nursing, because your patient interaction is rather quick compared to when I'm at the hospital. I am the sole provider for the patient. The doctor will make their rounds periodically throughout the day, but I'm there 23 hours out of the day. And the doctor's only there for about an hour per patient. My mom was a long-term care nurse for a long time. I never really understood what she did until recently. I always just knew she was a nurse and she worked at nursing homes. But then when I got older, before I even started my nursing journey, I was working factories, and I was like, man, this sucks. Like working, I wanted to do better for myself, so I started going back to school, which started with my high set, because I was a high school dropout. I never completed high school the traditional way. And so I came back and got my high set. I was kind of upset because I did all my prereqs here while they were building that building. And then I went to Scott for my first semester. And as soon as I went to Scott, they opened up the new building. And so I was like, I didn't even get to see it. I didn't get to use the new lab. I didn't get to use the new clinical rooms. But then I moved back here for my final couple semesters, and yeah, it's really nice. The building is awesome. The TVs are actually how I figured out I needed glasses, because I couldn't read them from across the room. I couldn't read the print. And so I had to go to the eye doctor and found out I needed glasses. And yeah, the new building, it's great. The Wi-Fi is a lot better. Yeah, and it really helps, especially on the RN side, with them being able to have, like, with the IV practicing kits that they have, where you actually get blood flashes now, and like with the new mannequins where you can hear, different heart sounds, different bowel sounds. Like, these are things you're not going to see every time in the clinical world, because not everybody's going to have a heart murmur, not everybody's going to have absent bowel sounds, not everybody's going to have bowel obstruction. You're not going to be able to get that experience outside of the lab for the things that you don't see every day. And yeah, it's a really great experience to help new nurses identify those things and do it in a place where it's comfortable to make mistakes. Because in the real world, if you make mistakes, it can cost people their lives. And so it's a higher stakes outside of the lab than in the lab, where you're in a comfort zone. And that's a big part of learning, is making those mistakes. And that's why it's great to do them here at school rather than out in the workforce or under clinical supervision. It's a strong group of students that we have here. I had to miss a semester with them, so I've only been with them since January. So they're all a little closer with each other than they are with me, but I had 2 students from Scott that came back and joined us this past semester, and they still remembered me, I still remembered them. And so when they were coming back into our program, I was able to help guide them through on how Desiree works and how what to expect on the exams, what to expect to put in, and what you're going to expect throughout the semester. And I believe I helped them become really successful. And yeah, that was I was very worried coming back into Muscatine because I'd taken about 5 months off of school because I had a son, and that's a whole nother life journey there. So I was very busy with that, and then I came back to school. I was really nervous about where I'd place at with everybody because a 5-month break from an accelerated program is a lot of time to miss. And I was able to bounce right back in the groove with everything. And Desiree's teaching style really connects to the way that I learn. So I'm holding my best grades now in her class than I was at any point in my nursing career. And yeah, it's been a really great experience for me here. It's a mixture of how she explains it and what she explains to you. She doesn't throw a crazy amount of information at you, and she has her PowerPoints on the board like most teachers do nowadays. That's kind of standard practice. But instead of just reading off, this is this, this is that, she has the PowerPoint up there, but she doesn't even look at the PowerPoint. She looks at us and she explains everything to us that is on the PowerPoint without having to look back at the PowerPoint for notes or references. She already knows the information that she's relaying to us. And for me, I can't learn by looking at something and taking notes. As soon as I write something down, I forget it. I'm not a note taker at all. It's really, if I'm taking notes, I'm focused on my note and I'm not focused on what I'm hearing, and then I'm not retaining the information. But when I'm able to sit there and it's like I'm having a conversation with her every class period about what is the process that's going on, why is this happening, what is this result, what are we doing about it, like being able to have like a conversation with your instructor rather than listening to your instructor, it's a lot better. It helps me retain information better. I already have most of my RN prereqs done. I believe I have to do a math class over this upcoming school year. I'm going to be a part-time student still, and I'm going to finish out whatever prereqs I need for my RN program, and then I intend to join the RN students next year in 2024 fall, because then that'll give me enough time to get financially recouped from this past semester and allow my kids to get a little older, and then I'll come back and finish my RN year and then possibly go for a BSN after that. Yeah, I have a lot of passion for nursing. It's just the restraints that I have on me right now, I wasn't able to go through the university route, but I fully intend to at least get a bachelor's degree in nursing and further my education in it. My kids will definitely be there. My kids and my fiance, they'll be there. They'll be cheering me on. My brother-in-law, he's actually walking the stage with me. He's graduating from the welding program here at the old building. They haven't moved that to the new building, or they don't have a spot there. Yeah. But yeah, he just finished up his welding, so it's pretty nice to be able to see other members of my family prosper and grow here along with me. My college journey, I've helped inspire a lot of people to go back to school. Before I started, none of my sisters had further educations. None of them had even gotten their high sets, and after I started it, I showed them, there's more to life than what we were shown. And so far, all of my siblings have now graduated. I was the first, even though I'm the third youngest. Now everybody's graduated, everybody's enrolling into extracurricular classes. It's really helped my family a lot grow through this college, and so it's a really wholesome experience to bring more to my family than just me coming and getting a nursing degree. Because now my sister, she's got a CNA certificate. My other sister has a CNA certificate. I got a degree in nursing. My brother-in-law got a degree in welding. That's setting our family up for generational success instead of just singular success.
Hi, my name is Lily Clark. I am majoring in Ag Education, Associate's degree, and I will be transferring to Iowa State in the fall. Last year, I joined the Gray Matters Collective, and we've been working pretty hard this year on it in the fall. And it's basically just a collective to help other peers just to talk to if they feel down or just need a friend to talk to. We've done a few activities. We had a speaker come, went to Texas for an ag trip for livestock eval, and it was just to understand what animals down south look like and how competitive they are. First, it was really fun to decorate our bulletin boards and door decorations. I really enjoyed that. And typically we have 2 to 3 activities for the whole housing, and then I do like rounds, and it's just around the apartment building. I really enjoy it. The apartments are really nice. They're not like normal, typical dorms. You have space to actually do stuff. There's a fun entertainment room down in the basement, like ping pong, Wii, and then you got laundry machines down there, which is really helpful, so you don't have to go to a laundromat. I like to, in the fall, or like now when it gets warmer, do some small campfires, just something cozy to do. And then I like how Weed Park is right next to the apartments. Just go out for a walk, be active, and pretty scenery out there too. I would say probably one of my favorites was maybe crop science with Julia. She was a blast to work with, and I learned a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff that we still use in some of my classes that I had this semester for chemistry and biology. So that was easy to understand some of the stuff that my professor was talking about. That I am very used to small class sizes, so I really enjoyed the small class sizes as well, and just getting more one-on-one time with the teachers was helpful. I would love to have an extension job with the Iowa State Extension Outreach, and they have a program called Ag in the Classroom, and you go to multiple schools around the district, and probably like K through middle elementary age, and just teach them about what ag is like, and that it's okay to not live on a farm, you can still do stuff. The first one, we went to a couple different elementaries around Muscatine, and we taught them how to like extract DNA from strawberries. That I really enjoyed that, just to get to see different age levels and how other teachers teach as well. I think a lot of them were like in awe half the time. And this week we had 7th graders come in and we did slime and elephant toothpaste, and they were having a blast with it. They were having a lot of fun, and I mean, I frankly did too. So I would say get involved in stuff, activities, clubs, even just helping teachers out if they need extra help. Get along with the office ladies. They're awesome. They're fun to talk to. And just work hard, study. I mean, take time for yourself, but it's definitely worth it in the long run to keep yourself motivated and pushed.
My name is Liz Dwike, and I am graduating from the Veterinary Technology program at MCC. I do have a job lined up afterwards. It's actually where I did my internship for the program, and that is at Kimberly Crest currently in Davenport. We're actually building a new location in June, and that's going to open in June. And that will be Creekside. I've always wanted to do, even when I was in high school, I knew that Kirkwood had a program, but to me, being a young graduate from high school, that seemed really far away to up and leave my family. And then years later, the MCC Vet Tech program came to me, and I was already out of school, already an adult, and a couple years ago I convinced my husband that it would be a good idea for me to quit my adult job and go back to school full time, and here we are. Kimberly Crest is a lot different from a typical clinic because we're a specialty and referral clinic. So we can see the sickest of the sick, doing cancer treatments, orthopedic surgeries, soft tissue surgeries, CT scans, ultrasounds. It's pretty amazing. No day is the same. Yeah, so it's just a really wide variety of things that are coming in, and yeah, which I love. That's why I wanted to go into specialty medicine. Yeah. I wanted a fast-paced, different environment every day. It is a lot of hands-on, but also a lot of studying, a lot of knowledge that you have to gain before you can go out and be hands-on. You have to know why you're going to do the hands-on things that you're going to do. So I would say it's a good mix of both. I learned so many things that I didn't know about animals, just internally, how they work and why do they do what they do. And then putting that all together to go out into an internship, you get to put the knowledge from the books and the hands-on skills to work all in one. We actually knew Dr. Dan before the program. He was our doctor for our previous dog who's passed away. He was just an amazing doctor to him. He took really good care of him. He cared about him. We could feel that, so we knew that he was passionate about veterinary care. So he's got a lot of good knowledge and information from years of experience. And Liz is amazing because she's been through the program. She knows what it's like to be a vet tech, and she's got a lot of really good inside knowledge and tips to help us. So we actually have shelter dogs and cats that come for us to do labs with, for us to perform husbandry for. So those come for a week at a time. We'll have the same animals and then they go back to the shelter, but we provide services to them that also helps the shelter. So spays, neuters, vaccines, and then during the summertime we also have exotics. So if you're someone who wants to work with those, then we have rats, birds, and rabbits in the summertime that we do care for 30 days. So I actually was the president of our Skanafta chapter this previous year. I've passed that baton now to the class that's there that will graduate next year. It's just a really great organization to be part of because after you graduate, you can be part of NAFTA. So you take off the student chapter, and that they have a lot of great continuing education information, resources that you can access anytime you want through their website and different online conferences. Yeah, and it just teaches you a lot of different responsibilities, and dog washes are a great place for people to work on skills like nail trims and bathing dogs and handling dogs if there's someone who's not comfortable with that. I guess I just never thought I would be able to do it. I never thought it would come to fruition. And then I started with my prereqs and I got really good grades in those classes. And I just kept going, and I think being passionate about something is how you learn and earn those good grades, and I guess I'm just really proud of myself that I did it, that I put myself through this program at an older age, non-traditional student, and yeah, I was successful at it. This was a journey for all of us. My husband, first and foremost, I never ever could have done it without him. He was so supportive through everything, and both my parents, my mom and my dad, they sacrificed a lot of time with me to let me go back to school. So yeah, just a big family and support system.